r/ask Reddit. What has no reason to exist in 2021 and yet it does? Convenience fees being applied when you pay a bill online. My apartment complex does that for paying online. It's a 3% fee. I refuse to pay that. So every month I walk my rent check to them directly, and every month they say please pay online next month. And I always say back that I will not pay extra so that they don't have to go to the bank. And then I get emails saying next month please pay online and set up an account. And I ignore that. If you want me to do it so badly, don't charge me extra. Edit. A lot of people are asking. This fee is for e-checks and linking my checking account as well as credit card. My complex charges a $33 convenience fee to pay online. On $1,200 rent, they're charging me $33 a month for the convenience of receiving my money on time, more quickly and directly than they otherwise would. Absolutely bonkers. Having to call to cancel a subscription you signed up for online. Edit. Thanks for the awards and such, guys. I think the general consensus here is that the gym and the New York Times need to feck off, lol. Having to cancel a gym membership. I shouldn't need to send all my vital information to them via certified mail just for them to hit the cancel button in their computer system. I saw this comment and remembered about my Planet Fitness membership. While I just tested COVID positives, I decided to test if they were still going to make me come in. Turns out that it was super easy to cancel over the phone. When I mentioned I couldn't come in because I was positive, it suddenly became real easy to cancel over the phone. So all it took was being COVID positive to make the process super easy. Having to call to make bill payments. I was about to say this. I just made the final payment on my car. For 5 years they have automatically withdrawn the payment, but for the final payment I either had to call or go into the bank. Yesterday I called and the lady said there is a $10 charge for doing it over the phone. So I went into the bank today, and all I did was stand there while the teller clicked a few buttons and it took the money from my checking to pay off the loan. Like, why did any of that need to happen? Just automatically withdraw the money like before. What makes it worse is the last payment was less than my normal payment. If I paid my car off early I had to mail in a check. So my $4 balance sat there for 8 months until my last bill was able to be paid online. Shitty printers. It's like no one ever tried to build a good one and humanity just agreed they need to be louder than a Lambo for 2 minutes straight before they can print my ducking Amazon return ticket. Edit. From all the replies I'm getting, there seems to be a consensus that laser printers for brother are a good choice. Get a laser printer. I got mine on Black Friday for $80. 2 hair changes in 9 years. That's it. Edit. Since so many comments were similar, I have a black and white Brother HL 2280DW printer. It has a scanner and Wi-Fi as well. It's from like 2012, so I'm sure there are better models now. The color ones are a bit more expensive, around $200 to $300 as far as I know. Yup, I bought a Brother laser printer 5 years ago and it's been one of the best purchases ever made. Never have to worry about ink drying up. E-ticket processing fees. Seriously, do these have any function other than making money for some middleman? Ads don't generate enough money, clearly. Do these have any function other than making money for some middleman? A lot of the things in this thread are just business practices that they do to make more money. Extracting profit is the reason behind most of this bullshit. They don't care if people hate it, they're still getting more money this way. I work for USPS. Went to request a day off and the form required carbon paper to copy. No amount of technology will cure government agencies of unnecessary red tape. Facts. The army used to have forms come in printed bundles with carbon paper between them. Then they moved to a paperless system, where the forms were on the computer, and you had to print them. Multiple copies of them. And manually put carbon paper in between them. I scrolled this whole ducking thread and didn't find the most obvious of all answers. Telemarketing, you don't even get any other type of call, yet I still get this shit daily. I have a hard time wrapping my head around the idea that there's a number of people whose main source of income is calling random phone numbers and attempting to scam those who answer. I'm very curious about their success rate and their profit size. Well, even if their success rate is extremely low, one good scam could get you thousands of dollars. My adult acne. Right, like how have we not solved acne? Or even just made it where you can choose to have acne or wrinkles but not both. Junk mail. Just filling up the mailbox with crap. Refuse unwanted mail. www.fac.usps.com/s article refuse unwanted mail and remove name from mailing list. Stop junk mail. https://www.consumer.ftc.gov articles how stop junk mail edit. Fixed my bad link based on comments. And going straight to the trash recycling. Having no idea how much you'll pay for a minor medical procedure. I saw a TED talk once about someone trying to build an online resource to shop around your medical procedures and explain this problem. Well, more like brought awareness to it. They had said hospitals especially would refuse to answer the cost of any procedure and had to build their database from crowdsourcing, which few people are willing to share their medical procedures as it is. Then they found that many places charge different prices for the same procedures for different people. Medical anything shouldn't be this complicated for patients. Yes. The doctor looked you over and declared you fine. That'll either be $300 or $15. Tax software in the US seriously should just be a simple form on the internet that takes 5 minutes. Companies like TurboTax lobby against simplifying the tax code. It's messed up. The tax code for a majority of people is mostly simple to begin with, as they aren't itemizing and don't have all sorts of special shit to include or deduct. They're not aiming for simplifying tax code, as hiring enough legal eagles to understand the encyclopedia collection that is US tax code also costs them more money. They lobby for us to have to go through them to do things like e-file etc. Instead of the IRS and each state just throwing up its own tax prep website. In some European countries, since the government has already received info about your wages and taxes already paid, their tax agency just sends you an invoice or a check every year without having to do your own paperwork. That's what TurboTax and others don't want. Commercials for prescription medicine. There is one fibromyalgia one that I will never forget. Some lady is gently canoeing down a river and then she turns to the camera and matter-of-factly says with less pain, "I feel better." No shit, canoe lady. People die when they're killed. And paid overtime. Being a salaried employee is just that. I'm in that position right now, salaried without seniority, and got handed a bunch more responsibilities because someone left the company. They also won't be replaced, and I've been told that I'll have to work an extra 10 hours a week without a raise, because it's just part of the job. Looks like they're gonna learn the hard way. That's a good way to lose 2 people at once. Gas cans that seem deliberately designed to not work and that spill gasoline everywhere. The ones that have the nozzles with a safety release thing that pushes down are ducking useless. It's funny they were designed for safety, yet I always end up getting gas all over everything in a 10-foot radius just trying to use it. Child beauty pageants. 4. It's just pedophile fuel. But the guy sang a song called "We Don't Diddle Kids." Paying $4.99 delivery fee to the pizza place, and they say delivery fee is not a tip for the driver. The drivers use their own cars and pay for their own gas, and they sure as hell aren't getting any of that $5. What's crazy is that pizza delivery was one of the original delivery services and we used to never pay a fee. It was just the cost of the food plus the tip. But now there's a delivery fee plus service fee plus driver tip. Duck that shit. I was going to order something for myself from Grubhub last night. The meal was $7.99. About $9 after tax. Grubhub's service fee and delivery fee jacked the price up to $18. And that still didn't include tip. I did not get my $7.99 meal. Flat earthers. Young earthers. Anti-vaxxers. COVID deniers. Climate change deniers. Holocaust deniers. Alternative medicine users. What are young earthers? Polio and measles. Don't forget whooping cough. That lil nug had made its way back, and is terrifying. Thanks, Dr. T. Hat vaccine SE or says a UTSM. No, it ducking doesn't. Never did. I got measles when I was 18. 0/10. Would not recommend. That's the only vaccine I didn't get as a child. I don't even know why. taking 3-5 days to put money back into my account after you took it instantly. It takes time to process, aka sit in their account with millions of other dollars and accrue daily interest. For-profit prisons. The idea that someone has forfeited their freedom for a serious offense against their community and somehow we said but there should be a way to profit from this is brilliant in a grotesque, dehumanizing way. They take the profits and lobby for laws designed to send more people to jail. Fax machine. Some doctors won't accept email-only mail or fax. Some gov-related stuff too. That's because of privacy laws. Generally fax machines are safer. They can't be remotely hacked, usually require a number/code to access, and can be set up so that the fax won't come through until the appropriate person is there to pick it up, so it's less likely that protected information gets into the wrong hands. And the laws are wildly outdated because modern fax machines are internet connected. Think big Xerox machines in most offices. The vast majority of fax lines themselves, these are actually an analog telephone adapter for a VoIP line connected to the internet as well. Most government agencies even use cloud-based fax systems which exist entirely on the internet. Their staff download PDF TIFF copies or sometimes are simply relayed to staff via email. It's all just a bunch of bullshit in 2021. Open bracket. Source. I'm in the VoIP telecom industry. People who deny things that can be explicitly proven. People that deny proven, real facts. I hate them. Any particular examples? I assume we are mainly talking flat earthers here. Damn, multiple flat earthers have downvoted me, haha. Slavery. It sadly still exists in 2021. It's one of those things that will quite literally never go away. 99% of social human rights issues will exist until humanity dies. Duck-eyeing leaks in your brand new house you bought yesterday. Sounds like someone just got a new house. Congrats. Buy a house, they said. It'll be great. All fun and games until you get your first leak. COVID-19. Hoping they won't run out of Greek letters to name all the variants. They will just become fraternity and sorority combinations when we get to Menet. The fact that some people still don't have access to fresh water. Not sure if people said this one yet, but tipping culture. I would much rather people be paid a living wage and my products be slightly more expensive than them having to rely on seemingly random tip amounts to pay rent. Edit. Changed paid to paid. I agree with you. The trouble is, I know servers who don't want this at all. They're making a ton of money with tips and only paying taxes on a fraction of it. Mail-in rebates. In the age of digital everything, it's ridiculous that these things are still around. I think it's to make it harder for people to actually get the rebate, but they can advertise the lower price of the item. There's a form. You need the receipt, have to get a stamp, envelope, and an expiration date that it's easy to miss. Then the company gets to not pay out, but yet it's BS. People starving to death. Telephone SMS network stacks which can't tell you anything about where a call or message came from, allows source numbers to be easily spoofed, and provides no security features at all to block unwanted calls or texts. We already pay these companies enough for their shitty service. Get with the ducking program. Good news. This is coming to an end soon. Calls are starting to be cryptographically signed to ensure they can't be spoofed. Sexual slavery. Slavery. Internet Explorer. Literally not a reason for it to be used except older frameworks. Not a meme. Every once in a while you find some oddball site that only works in IE. Just yesterday, IT was configuring my work computer to allow me to have a US military email account. I'm a defense contractor. The site only works with Internet Explorer. Homeless veterans. Homelessness period. School lunch debt. Feed the kids already. Ticketmaster. Low quality surveillance footage. It won't be a problem if we could just zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, stop, enhance, enchants. We got him IRL. 40+ hour work weeks. The technological improvements should have made it so we could have a more leisurely society where we could dedicate less of our lives to pointless work. Not so they could increase profits indefinitely for the business owners while we spend all our waking hours on labor that doesn't even need doing at this point. Rapists. Duck those. Duck those, don't encourage them. Bias journalism. Journalism used to be about discovering the truth and reporting it. Not anymore. Instead we have news agencies that provide a narrative, and to hell with the facts. It's so bad that Fox News declares itself as an entertainment company and not an official news outlet, even though the word news is in their name. Edit. Not just Fox News. I just used them as an example. All mainstream media is guilty of promoting a narrative. Nazis for some weird ducking reason. Daylight fucking savings time. A 2% surcharge for using a credit card when trying to pay a bill. T+2 rule in stock trading. Open bracket. We don't trade paper stocks anymore. Weekend and holiday delays when moving money around in the banking system. Open bracket. Do the computers get PTO? TBH. A lot of old nonsense of financial system that's just carried over from decades ago. Simultaneous epidemics of famine and obesity. Why insulin is so expensive. Royalty. WTF with that? Health insurance companies. Racism. Animal cruelty, whether it's the dogs, cats, pigs, chickens, sheep, goats, cows, whatever. Let's evolve a little. People. Edit. And yes, of course this includes killing and eating them, or abusing their bodies for their breast milk ovulation, when we can just eat plants instead. Children dying from starvation, slavery, dictatorships, fighting and killing over religion, but that's humans for you, baby. Homophobia, seriously. Buffering. Service fees on concert tickets, especially when they're like 40% of the ticket price. Surprised to see no one mentioning terrorism. Because people are more pissed off about printers. Poverty, homelessness, starvation, medical debt, college debt. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.